Dave here, Journey to the Outdoors. I have a great video for you guys here. This is the part two of Here's My Story. Let's have a beer together. So obviously the part of that is cracking a beer open. You get yours, I got mine. I got some Miller High Life. I like it. It's a real smooth beer. Um, mm. The champagne of beers, as they say. Pretty good. So, you know the way we're doing this part of the video, is a little bit different from the last time. If you guys don't follow me on Facebook, you need to do that. It's Facebook Journey to the Outdoors. You get on there, like the page. I think we're somewhere around 700 likes or something like that right now. Not too bad. I thought it was pretty good. I did not expect that. But something around 8,000 subscribers right now. Thank you guys very much. That's been great. I didn't think that was gonna happen. It's happened in the last 6 years. So that's pretty cool. But we're not done yet. So getting to the video here, like I said, on Facebook, Journey Outdoors, I asked you guys to ask the questions that you wanted to get answers to, and you put them in the comments, and you'll see that in the video. So also I'm giving shout outs here. So we'll pull up the page here, got the laptop, pull up the page, and we'll go through the questions. So the first question that came up was from Joey Eggers. Holler out to Joey. Joey Eggers, big shout out. Hey man, would love a shout out and a video. Can't wait to see it. I started following you recently and have seen all the videos. Keeping them coming. My question is, what is your favorite type of beer? And also favorite type, brand, and of the bow to hunt with. I look forward to the video. Hopefully I see my question in there. See you. Okay, so first part of it is, what is my favorite type of beer? Preferably I like a light, or it depends on the situation. I like a light. I like the All American Lager. I really like beer. But so if you're hungry, haven't eaten anything or whatever, and you want like a beer to just like sip on or whatever for taste, anything like that, it's going to be a Guinness or a Heineken. So that's like a little heavier beer. It's almost like a meal, kind of like you're drinking. I don't like Yingling. I don't know. I mean, it was a big thing when it came to Ohio, but I don't like it. Don't care for it really much. It's too tart, too bitter. But these are more like High Life is more like almost like it's watered down, but it's not. It's not so much that you can drink. 10. You could drink 10 of them and be fine, but it's not like you drink one or two. So the type also, I'm kind of liking Miller. It's real smooth beer. I like it a lot. So that's my favorite. The favorite type of bow to hunt with, the brand. I've shot Matthews. I've shot Diamond. I've shot all of these other bows. Bowtech. I've shot Bowtech. Parker. I've shot PSE, and the one, basically out of all of those, the one that I've been shooting since 2005, 2006 has been a Bear. Okay, if that tells you, I have the same bow. You've seen it in all of my videos. I have the same bow I have been shooting since 2005. Okay, so that tells you it's almost 10 years old, and it still shoots straight. So, you know, I got the original string on it. Yes, probably should change the string, but I shoot it when I shoot deer. That's about it. Maybe I might tune it in. I sight it up, keep it in the box. It doesn't ever change. So why bother it? Don't fix nothing that ain't broke. That's what my grandfather taught me. So bear, I see it as I see it like a SKS kind of like, you know, it's not built for you know, it's not a 300 blackout, you know, but it's gonna get the job done. It's built for durability. So I like bear. If I had the money to just spend just to freaking spend, you know, didn't really care. I buy Matthews. They shoot very smooth, but you know, and I don't shun them or anything like that. But that's just kind of like buying. It's kind of like buying a Mercedes instead of buying a Honda. You know, that Honda's gonna last as long. Not as nice. Gonna last as long as that Mercedes, but you know, Mercedes you're gonna ride in style. So that's just my analogy to it. Yeah, so holler out to Joey Eggers for that. So let's see. The next question. Let's see. Is Michael Truman. I've seen Michael on there a lot. Holler out to Michael. Big shout out. Michael Truman. What's the best public land for deer hunting where you had the most success? Any tips on public land deer hunting? Big. That's a loaded question, but it's a big question. So the best hunting area for public that I've hunted on, and my buddy Les will say the same thing. Les from Addiction to the Wild. We used to hunt on this. Actually, you're gonna see a video coming up. Soon enough from way back when. I had a little bit more hair at the top there. Yeah, whatever. The best public land was Houston Woods. Lake Acton in Ohio, Houston Woods. You can look it up. It's around 3,000, 4,000 acres, somewhere around that. Crazy hunting. Deer everywhere. You wouldn't even believe it, but it was like the first, we had started hunting it like the first 3 years that it had been open. So, you know, that was like the big thing. That's why we got a lot of deer out of that property. But the best success I had there, shot something like 1, 2, I think it was like 3 deer in 3 years, something like that. And I think 1 or 2 of those were bucks or something like that. What made it, and this is the tip for hunting public property. What made it great, and this works to a hunter's advantage, is if you can find horse trails. Okay, so most public properties, public lands will allow horse trail riding, and a horseback rider, whatever, will come through the area. They will make a clearing. They will clear out lanes so they can walk their trails. They will make their own trails through there. So it works out to your advantage because you can get into the woods without cracking a lot of limbs or whatever. Usually the trails get all muddied up from the horse kind of, you know, working it over, and then the game wardens actually use those same trails to ride horses back into the areas to check for hunters. So you can actually call up your local game warden or a conservation officer and ask them where the areas in which they use horses. They ride by horseback, and you could use those trails to get back into certain areas. Get generally about 20-30 yards off of the trail, and you will find deer tracks. Deer love to use them because they can get back into the woods with no problem. They take the easiest route that is common in any area that you find deer and public property. Is they're going to take the easiest route. And the best places are where you can find high brush and then find the trails working through the high brush areas. Or low brush areas, and really thick areas. So if you go into those, set up. I've killed 2 or 3 deer off of horse trails like that. all on public property. And generally, if you get a pile of corn, if you can bait in your state, a pile of corn, mix it with a little bit of kitchen syrup, pancake syrup, and some salt, 5-gallon bucket, mix it around, plop it on the ground about 20-30 yards off the trail, and put your tree stand up. Guarantee you'll shoot deer over it. At least a doe, if not bucks. Generally, where you can get the does, you'll get the bucks. So that's public. I'm telling you, that's simple rule for public hunting. Right now, it's July right now. I would be baiting areas, getting them ready, getting the deer getting used to come into the same spot. The corn is right now not. It's not really. It hasn't really came in yet. The ears are not on yet, so you can get deer spotted to one area before the fields mature, and then they start feeding on those. It'll be harder to find a deer if you get them coming to one area. Then it'll be easier for you to locate the deer later on in the season. So just get them baited right now, and it shouldn't be illegal to do that outside of the normal hunting season. But check your state laws. So big shout out to Michael Truman for that question there. So part of my story is, I'm a fairly I'm fairly good outdoorsman. I put a lot of time into the things I do or whatever. But lately you guys haven't seen a lot of videos coming from me. Pretty much been busy. So just recently had a baby. I've posted it on Facebook there. She's 3 months, and so just been busy with that, and I'm just soaking it up. Every country boy knows it's a golden rule. Family always comes first. The hunting will always be there, the fishing will always be there, but a child grows up once. And that's the truth behind it. So and then something I hadn't put out there also, about 2 years ago, I put into one of my videos that we're about to have a baby, and it was a boy, and I was kind of excited about it and everything like that. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out how we liked to. We actually lost our son. So that's a bit of my story that goes out to you guys. I consider a lot of you friends and family, from all of the communications on Facebook. So, so that's a bit of my background. So going through losing a child is very tough, and you have to make decisions the proper decisions to take care of yourself, to make sure that you don't, get into a predicament that you could end up hurting yourself or losing something even worse. So, I definitely wouldn't bear that. On anyone. I am a firm believer in God. If it had to be put into a form, it would be Christian. But I'm a believer and a follower of Jesus Christ. If that has never come through in any of my videos, that's exactly what it is. I'm here on God's graces and got through. We both got through that situation on God's graces. So that's just a bit of my story that I've never put out there before, and you're hearing that, and that was something to overcome. So that makes it very important to soak up every moment with our baby girl now, and just soak up every moment. So yeah, all right. So the next part is I've been doing a lot of preparations into getting ready for the season, getting ready for trapping and stuff like that. You guys have seen the videos and everything. Trapping, I haven't journeyed too much into that But I've been researching. I really want to get that going for you guys, and you know, and add that to the channel. I think it would be great for a lot of people to get the information that they need to properly trap and be a conservationist in their area to control predators or whatever the case you may be trying to do, trapping for hides or anything like that. Another bit of information about myself, you know, as ironically as it is, you know, that we do a lot of hunting and all of that stuff like that, hunting and fishing. I work in healthcare as my 9 to 5. My daily 9 to 5. I work in healthcare. So when I'm not filming, I'm working, you know, in healthcare. I'm doing hospital work and stuff like that, and taking care of patients and things like that. So, you know, you have to be as versatile as possible. Matter of fact, it was one time I was walking through the store, and I had my hat on, and as you can see, it says, you know, Journey to the Outdoors. Camel, I've had this hat forever. Walking through the store and my scrubs, and this guy looks at me. He said, from the look of it, he said, you, it was funny. He said, from the look of it, he said, it looks like you save lives and take lives. And that kind of put emphasis on it. And I just said, yeah, that's funny. And yeah, funny as it is. So, you know, you know, everybody has to have their 9 to 5 or whatever, and but you know, so I've been doing that for a very long time, doing healthcare, and I like it because, you know, helping people, and that's how this whole channel got started, was wanting to help people to understand being a conservationist and harvesting the wildlife and things that God provided for us to survive, not relying on the next man. Don't even get me into that about the relying on the next man, paying through taxes and all that stuff like that. I mean, you know, and you know, the Bible says that if a man don't work, he don't eat. So, you know, I don't know, but that's just the way I see it. But you know, it's been a long time coming. I've done a lot of things. I've raised and trained dogs, hunting dogs. I've had a black lab, trained him to hunting, and then I moved on to a Brittany Spaniel. I trained him for upland game. You guys seen that in one of the videos there, pheasant hunting. A Brittany Spaniel, pointing dog. Then I had a Welsh Springer Spaniel for upland game, and also just kind of, you know, did a lot of little different things, and that's the wife's dog that was, you guys seen in the last video there, wiener dog. But yep, I'm not gonna burn up you guys' ears. If you have any more questions, just shoot them on there and give you guys shout outs. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the likes here and give you guys some shout outs. So I got Kyle Van Meter there. Give him a little shout out. Nicholas Anthony, another shout out there. Stanford Jones, seeing him on there. Nate Booney, big follower there. And Philip Parsons, seeing you guys around on there. Definitely give me shout outs there. Let's see. Got a few more there. George Trusty, got a shout out. Yeah, so definitely appreciate you guys for giving me some feedback there and liking the channel. We got more coming. About to get into the hunting season here. Just talked to the landowner, and getting the nuisance tags all together. So we're about to get into some deer hunting. Look out for some videos soon on how to get started on deer hunting, the basics. You know, there's a lot of kids out there that's been watching the show, but they said they don't know how to get started in hunting because nobody else hunts in their family. So they want to know how to go about it in their area and what they should do. And that's the question. So, you know, I'm gonna make a video to get those answers out there, so you can get started and get to hunting and shooting bows. So, show you the right way to shoot a bow, form, and all of that stuff. Okay, not gonna burn up your ears. You guys need to keep a lookout. More videos coming from JTO. Out.